Shalom, Kolayim La Yahweh Shem Shah. So Dabana Stills of GMS, Nanas Yuakim. Peace and bless your brothers and sisters that listen to Church of the Firstborn, the hopeful elect, Kolayim La Yahweh Shem Shah. This quick video today to the Papa Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, a lot has happened this week. We see these demons gathered at, of course, you know, they have their annual meeting within Davos, Switzerland, which is a significant location for them because that's the highest town in Europe, right? Where these leaders, global leaders, and these politicians and the bankers, right? These business how you call it, billionaires, they meet up and they pretty much talk their bullshit and pretty much set their agenda, what they're gonna do, man, right? And how that's gonna impact the world, right? That's the catalyst for action, so to speak. And, you know, we do more videos. You know, brothers started doing videos on it, pretty much dissecting what these guys are talking about, man. Which is nothing but wickedness, man. And of course, though, mainly highlighting this lesson, and we've been talking about it, the beast versus the whore, man. America versus NATO, which America is the head of NATO. But we can see there's rifts, okay, because the international standoff between America and NATO because of Trump's Greenland ambitions, right? He wants Greenland because he feels that it's strategic, you know, against Russia and China, right? And of course, Greenland has a lot of it has a lot of minerals, right? A lot of minerals up there in the Arctic. So he said, you know what, and this is why he feel that NATO is a useless alliance, man. He's been saying that for years, man. Okay. Matter of fact, let me read this article real quick. It says, and this is what's causing a lot of disagreements and divisions between America and NATO. Now, this article says Trump backs away from blowing up NATO over Greenland for now, right? For now, man. Right? We don't know what's going to be the straw that's going to, you know, break the camel's back, so to speak. But there's rifts between America and NATO, and this is all prophecy. And this is what we're constantly watching for, man. Right? These are the signs of the times. Things is escalating. Okay? And like we said before, Trump, when he came in the first time, he said NATO was useless. And now he's really hitting that home. Right? And part of his reasons is to read his precepts, actually. Now, let me get the book of Obadiah, man, because this ties exactly with the book of Obadiah. Like I said, this quick video to the Papa Yahweh Shem Shah, the WF, they meeting, whole lot of shit they talked about. But mainly highlighting this lesson, the split between the beast, man, and the whore, man, which they're all for the beast system, that digital system, digital AI tracking surveillance system, right? They're all working towards that NWO, but there is division, man. There is rifts, and eventually the beast is going to hate the whore, man, right? And these are the reasons leading up to that. Okay, let me get the book of Obadiah. But you know, Obadiah, he was talking about, let's get Obadiah 1. I'm going to jump. We did videos already on the whole book of Obadiah. I'm going to just highlight some points. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. It says, a vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. Who's Edom or Adawam? That's you so-called Caucasians today, the majority, right? Yes, you have some Israelites that look like Edomites or Caucasians, but the vast majority Caucasians are Europeans. You are the biblical Edomites, right? We have heard a rumor from Yahweh Shem Shah, an ambassador sent among the heathen, which we know elders brought this out in times past. Gamel Abel Nasser, right? He's the one who said, how can the Jews leave black and come back white, man? All right. You got these small hats in the land. And that's another reason why there's a lot of tension between America and NATO over Israel and the whole Palestine situation, man. So there's a lot happening, okay? But sent among the heathen, arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And that's who? That's these Edomites, man. You are greatly despised. And you are the minority compared to all the melanated people on the planet Earth, man. All right? You're the anomaly on the planet Earth, man. You devils, man. But you're ruling. See? Let's read on. It says, let me jump on down to verse 7. We'll get to the point. Verse 6. How are the things of Ishar searched out? How are all his hidden things sought up? So all his hidden things, as we know now, the scripture tells you that the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, starting with the prophets. And eventually the scripture tells you that his own tongue shall fall upon themselves. These whistleblowers, the internet. Right, all your secret things is being brought to the forefront, man. All your child sex trafficking rings, right? Your whole Epstein Island, your underground tunnels, your secret societies, all your dirty works that you've been doing all over the years, these wars, secret wars, all that's being sought up, right? You're being put on trial. You're under attack. Okay, that's why they want to come with the censorship. Right? Especially you small hats as well, man. Y'all being put under trial, man. Right? The wickedness y'all doing over there in Palestine, man. How you guys are the people starting to figure out that you were the real cause behind World War II. Right? You were also the main purchasers of the ships, the cargo slave ships, and during the transatlantic slave trade, man. All wars are bankers' wars. We did videos on that, man. And these politicians are just mere puppets. These are your hidden things being searched out. Okay? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. So confederate, league, your alliances, your allies, people that you made a covenant with, which is going into these EU and NATO primarily. Right? Scripture talks about the 7 heads and the 10 horns, right? Which we always go into the 7 heads, the Greeks, the Romans, the British, the French, the Spaniards, Germania Minor, Germania Major. The 8th head is the whore, aka America. And of course, the 10 horns is the 10 common markets, which the EU has 12 stars, but it's really 10. That's the men of thy confederacy, right? Eventually, they're going to turn on you, man. Right? That's why I'm gonna read on. Yeah, I'm gonna read on down. It says, I'm gonna get this article. This ties exactly with this verse actually. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound or trap under thee. They're gonna turn on you. And what do you mean they eat thy bread? This is why Trump say he feel that NATO is a useless alliance. Because he feel that you guys don't pay your fair share. Pretty much America's the only one funding NATO. Right? Matter of fact, let me get the key reasons for Trump. Because they do eat America's bread. It says, unequal burden sharing. This is one of the reasons why I hate NATO. Trump consistently argued that the U.S. pays a disproportionately large share of NATO's defense, while other members, especially European ones, lag in their financial commitments. So they use America for America's defense because America has the top military, but they don't pay their fair share. So that's a financial burden on America, man. He said America's first in trade deficits. His view aligns with his America First policy, seeing NATO as a poor deal where the U.S. defends wealthy nations that also run trade surpluses with America, demanding tangible returns on U.S. investments. Right? Let me read the third reason. It says lack of reciprocity. He felt NATO provides absolutely nothing in return for U.S. security guarantees, suggesting allies weren't upholding their end of the bargain, man. So you guys use this for security, for trade, because everybody sell their products to America. You say you guys don't buy none of our products. right? Plus, we're the only ones that's funding NATO. Any situation that break out throughout the world, we're sending our troops. You guys don't even send your troops, right? So we're the ones that's funding it. That's why he's saying, listen, just telling Denmark, just give us Greenland, right? We'll defend her properly. We're the top military on the planet Earth. And it'll benefit Greenland anyway in the long run, right? So he's saying NATO is useless, man, right? So you're saying that America's the one that's defending, paying into NATO, all the financial commitments. That's why the scripture says what? Verse 7, prevail against they that eat thy bread, right? So America do subsidize the European defense, right? As we just read, right? That's Trump's argument, right? Still majorities, pretty much the Babylon's America, the taxpayers pretty much subsidize the European defense, man. They're covering NATO's, they're covering the bill, America. So that means they eat thy bread. Let's read on. But the scripture says what? Have lain a wound or trap under thee. Eventually, they're going to turn on Babylon, man. And we can see why, because scripture tells you in Daniel, the 7th chapter, that he's more stout than his fellas. He's more proud. He's more bold, man. America, man. America feel that she's the main character no matter where she goes. Right? Him just even asking for Greenland, they like, yo, this guy has the audacity, man. See, just like he took down Venezuela. See? So there's rifts, there's divisions. Right? There's none understanding in him. And the scripture tells you that also in Isaiah the 19th chapter. How the wise counselors of pharaohs have become brutish. For look at this dude's cabinet, man. Fools, man. Because the Most High, he mingled a perverse spirit in the land. And you can't even see the betrayal coming. That's why the scripture says there's none understanding in him. Because they making deals with China behind the scenes as well, man. So, like I said, that alliance is going to break up. Right? And that's, let me get Revelation 17:16. Right? Let me get Revelation 17:16. Like I said, this won't be long. Just had to merely highlight what's going on, man. Current news, current events. Revelation 17:16. It says, 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth. And we going through these precepts a lot lately. Revelation 7, Revelation, the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, Ezra's, because we in that time. The scripture says in the book of Jeremiah, conceal not, man. This is the time, man, to be bringing out these prophecies. The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecies, right? Does it say in Revelation, the 22nd chapter, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. So we're supposed to be going in these prophecies, man, these dark sayings. All right. And linking it with current events. Right. So we went through, let's read again. 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth, Revelation 17:15. Matter of fact, let's start from 12. Let me jump up to 12 again. The 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. So he breaks it down. The angel breaks it down for you Christians, man. Talking about the beast and the dragon is Satan. You see, you are not knowing the scriptures, know the power of Yahweh Bashem El Shah. That's kings, right? And the scripture tell you, when we hold that, Daniel 2:44, I'm going to jump back. Daniel 2:44, Nebuchadnezzar's image. It's pretty much the same vision, but seeing it from Nebuchadnezzar's point of view. Daniel 2:44, where he goes into his image. Right, we know the head was the Babylonians. You had the how you call it? Salakia, the head of gold was the Babylonians. I should stress that. You had the arms of silver was the Persians and the Medes. You had the belly and the thigh of bronze were the Greeks, and of course, we know the legs of iron represents the Romans, and of course, now the feet mixed with iron and clay, that the stone struck Yahweh Shai, This is what we're reading about right now, the 10 horns. But in Daniel, the second chapter is also known as the 10 toes, right? The Roman Empire, man. Right? That's the 10 kings. Let's read Daniel 2:44. This is 42. And the toes of the feet, which part of iron and part clay. So the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And even amongst them, you had something called Brexit. Well, Great Britain left that alliance, man. Right? They're still a part of the 10 toes, but they left that. They had the Brexit, man. Because they feel that amongst that alliance, they were taking on the financial burden, right? And that's what it means it's partly strong and partly broken. Germany, England is strong, right? But you had Greece, Italy, those other European countries, they're weak financially. So that's why it's spread as iron mixed with miry clay, right? And each kingdom, their military got stronger, but how they run the earth is decadent, man. More base than before, right? Let's read on. It says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, because they have their own prime ministers, their own leaders, right? It's not like the kingdoms before that had monarchies, right? They don't cleave one to another, but they do have alliances, right? But they have their own separate leaders, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. And in the days of these kings, right, and America comes out of the 3 in Daniel, the 7th chapter, comes out of the 10 when you read Revelation, the 17th chapter. The scripture says, in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall be not left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And who is that? Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. He's going to break all these kingdoms. That's why the scripture says many crowns are on his head. So let's jump back to Revelation 17, verse 12. Right, you brothers, sisters, and this is what, like we said, the Christian church, you ain't going to get these breakdowns, man, from the apostles and the elders and the brothers on that. You're not going to get these breakdowns, man. Right, they don't go into the book of Revelations, man. Some of them do know the mark of the beast, but they can't fully break down who the beast is, right? Who the dragon is, who the woman is, right? What's that great cloud that St. John the Revelator saw? That mushroom cloud, man. Right? Hell, they can't even get the image of the Lord, man. See, and the reason why they get the mark of the beast is because they heard us say it, man. Straight up, man. They weren't bringing that out, man. We the ones that was bringing that out, man. From the apostles and the elders on down, man. And the only reason why some of them know it because of some of these whistleblowers, okay? That was a part of these secret groups that leaked their plans, and that's all the Spirit of the Lord anyway, right? But let's read on. It says, which receive no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, which is supposed to be 40-something years. But the scriptures don't deal with exact time, like we always say. These have one mind. That scripture says they should not cleave one to another, right? But they do have one mind and give their power and strength unto the beast, right? Or to the image of Rome. This is Rome reincarnated. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Let's read on. It says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth, the peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So Babylon has influence over multiple people, multitudes and nations and tongues. She's the hammer of the planet Earth, and she's the head of NATO, or this beast system. Let's read on. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, they shall hate the horse. So we're seeing this play out in real time. Right? Like they said, Trump stopped it for now, but there's tensions already. There's rifts, there's divisions, and it's about to collapse. And the crazy thing is, like we said, we did videos already. This is Babylon's 250-year anniversary, and empires usually fall after that 250th year. Okay? So a lot is happening. That's what we tell you, brothers and sisters. Stay locked in, man. Don't get entangled into the affairs of this world, man. Especially not the these carnal things, man. Right? America's a sinking ship. This place is going down, man. Period, man. See, Esau in general is going down. These kingdoms are going down, man. The Lord is on his way, man. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. What fire? Nuclear fire, right? And when Babylon is destroyed, that's called the lake of fire, right? For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. That's what we read Daniel 2:44. In the days of these kings, he's going to set up a kingdom, and they're fulfilling his will. So all this is happening. Trump versus NATO, the rifts, okay? Everything that's taken, this whole war of Armageddon, Israel, Iran, all of that is the will of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah. The scripture tells you the king's heart is in the hands of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, man. Okay? Let's read on. It says, I'm going to close this out. To fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. It's all about the words of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah. So everything that's in this book is going to happen, man. Every single living thing. Most High said, what he sends out never comes back to him void. All right? What the Most High look like saying something that don't come to pass, man? That's crazy, man. All right? Let me get Psalms the 75th chapter. And the crazy thing is the Most High is breaking up the Edomite alliance, but he's strengthening Jacob. He's bringing the 12 tribes, the elect of the 12 tribes, the remnant, the house of David. He's bringing brothers together, man. Scripture says they shall all see together. Got to do a video on that. They shall all see together. The elect, right? Coming together, man, by the word of the Holy One, man. Let me get Psalm the 75th chapter, and I'm going to close this out, man. It says, Psalm 75:9, but I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the power of Jacob, right? The Most High is gathering the 12 tribes, right? Aishah is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So we coming together, and they having rifts, they're breaking apart, okay? And they going to try to rush us up their beast system, and the war of Armageddon is going to just spiral out of control, man. See, and this place is going to be destroyed completely. All right. It says, and all the horns of the wicked. Horn also, when you read Daniel, the 8th chapter, goes into power. Right. All the horns of the wicked will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. So the Most High said, all the horns of the wicked. Right. We read in Daniel, the 7th chapter. All their power structures, man, is going to be cut off. Aishah, man. Right? But he said the horns of the righteous, our power, is going to be exalted, man. This is what we waiting for. As they go down, we going to go up, man. Kolim na Yahweh Bashim al-Shah. Right? So, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Let's say Kolim na Yahweh Bashim al-Shah. Shalom.